I think the most important question is that in this pandemic, how are we managing all of these thoughts and emotion that comes to within us? Hi, I'm Mackenzie. I'm the clinic manager of NIE Wellness Center. I think in this whole pandemic, it kind of throws a curveball for all of us, where we are very much limited in terms of our social interactions and things of sorts. So I think the most important question is that in this pandemic, how are we managing all of these thoughts and emotion that comes to within us? The concept of work-life balance is converted or evolved into work-life integration, right? A good number of us would have found ourselves that we are working more than what we used to work in our office, right? So I think the most important thing is to have a system, like every morning, what time you're waking up, kind of like how we do it in office. Like in office, we will do this kind of thing. We will come in, we will probably have our breakfast, then we will start work. It's very important to incorporate it even when we are working from home or studying from home, right? That kind of gives us a regular system. And if let's say we, on a regular day, we knock off at like 5:30 or 6, keep it to the system so that it helps us. So it gives us the little break or a kind of differentiate that we are working or we are taking time for ourselves. I think the most important thing is that is to be comfortable that we are being alone with ourselves. So kind of like we also spend some time to be with ourselves, right? And in terms of we can start thinking about what's our next plan of action in terms of future. Some of us even I've noticed people they will go into certain sites like Coursera and things of sorts, spend time on something that they enjoy. That's one end. On the other end, we also can't eliminate the fact that we need to have interactions with others. And thankfully for platforms like Zoom or Skype, we are still able to contact our friends. Even though it's not the ideal way, we can't physically meet the person, it's kind of, short of a better word to put it, kind of the less of the evil, right? So we still have that interaction. At the same time, spend some time to just care for ourselves, doing things that we enjoy. This pandemic and this virus which constantly mutates and it upgrades by itself, we don't have a lot of factors to be within our control. I think the factors within our control is to get vaccinated and follow the whatever guidelines that our government has proposed to work within it. At the same time, to know that we are safe enough, right? And maintain that. I mean, we still can maintain that social interaction, but I think most important is to be comfortable and to be safe. So I think it's very important to find our little space within that work environment that we have. Very typically, if I were to share a little bit about in my family, there's 4 of us, and all of us are working on a laptop. We're all working, right? So we kind of gave everybody a little bit of space so that we don't cross each other's path. However, we made it very important when it comes to lunch hour or having tea. We made sure that we kind of separated ourselves, that this is no longer work, this is family time. So it's very important to have that very clear separation, because otherwise the boundaries get very blurred. In this new pandemic where most of us were working from home or studying from home, I mean, there was enough data to even tell us that there were a lot of individuals who were struggling with a high level of stress and anxiety, in some cases even an increase of family violence. So I suppose the question is to ask is that where is this negative emotions that's coming? What is really the issues beneath, the underlying issue that's causing this friction? Because whatever happens on the surface in terms of the argument or the dispute, it's more of a surface issue to something that the person is brewing beneath. So I think it's very important for all of us to take this time, even though we have these little boundaries, to reflect what is really causing this friction between me and this particular family member who's with me in the same household. I think if somebody is struggling to build a relationship, let it be with themselves or with others, I would probably say that we are always very kind to everybody else that we bump into, but we are always the most critical to the person that we meet in the mirror every day, right? So I would love to ask all of us to think about what is one good thing about that person that you have met, that you meet in the mirror every day, and how would you like to build that, make that friend first? Because if they can start making friends with themselves, then I think eventually it will help them to build a relationship with everybody else.